business owner and you are looking to gain more clients, create more impact, and more revenue in your business, tune in to Amplify Your Marketing Message with Campbell Rapin. Every week, we're going to take you through how to build an audience of buyers, mastering your marketing message, and making offers that convert consistently. We'll see you all on the inside. You and I both know that you cannot be the best kept secret if you want to create a business that has impact, consistent income, and creates positive ripples of change. On today's episode of Amplify Your Marketing Message, we're going to be talking about visibility and specifically how to shift your visibility efforts to create more impact from the time you are investing. I will tell you, there are so many people that are throwing spaghetti on the wall and being exhausted through the process of content creation without seeing good return. And if it only took posting on social media to create success in your business, we all would be millionaires by now. The truth is, it takes more than that. And yet I see the same mistakes over and over and over again when I'm working with clients. And I want to gift you the benefit of their experience and how to turn it around so that you can see more success in your business. So let's take a look at the first key piece of the puzzle that is often overlooked, and that is how important it is to have a strategy built around your visibility efforts. That strategy needs to include answers of the three most important questions. What do you want to say? Who do you want to say it to? And how do you want to say it? These are your calling cards into a crowded landscape. If you sound like everybody else, if you're using industry jargon, trust me when I tell you, you are lost in the sea of sameness. Your clients are actively seeking and they're not finding you. So you need to get clear. How do you connect with your audience? Well, it starts with being able to answer those three questions and do so in a way that is unique to you, with your unique lens, and clearly answers the question, what makes you different? This is such a competitive advantage, and many businesses gloss over this, thinking I'll just execute without really having a clear roadmap. Well, let me encourage you, if that's you, to say, I need to make a shift. Having a clear strategy where you choose the tactics that work in your business, work for your client base, and feel like the right activities at the right capacity with the right commitment level will all start to lead to a greater result. I always tell my clients to get clear, you must pick a lane. All of your offers should lead to a similar result. The offers and the fact you may have multiple is about the different ways you can achieve the result, the different support levels to your clients along the path to achieving the result. But what you stand for, why somebody would hire you, and your unique perspective of understanding of the problem and what it costs them is unique to you in the marketplace. And so I want you to have a lot more plan for where will I play, who do I want to play with, and how will I play with them? And so that's a key piece of the puzzle that we must first figure out and then stay the course. So many times I see business owners flirt with various different strategies, and yet it only leads to confusion. Having congruency, having confidence is what ultimately creates results. So first piece of the puzzle is build a strategy, have a game plan, commit to it, and follow through on it. The second piece of the puzzle is to recognize that while you may have a natural inclination to deliver content in a certain place or format, the truth is your audience has a mix of people who like different types of content, who play in different locations, and you need to attract and talk to them in a way that connects to them. Because truthfully, it is not about you. You need to shift your lens to what do they need to hear, where do they need to hear it, and how do they need to hear it? So what that can mean in truth is doing more than one type of content. And I know I just heard you go, Christine, no, I honestly can't take more content creation onto my plate. Well, let me show you how you do this, and do this quite simply. In fact, I want you to be thinking about different learning styles. So that can be short form content. That can be long form content. That can be video content, audio content, written content. And if you understand that you can have one message delivered in multiple content vehicles, that's how all the elegant simplicity starts to show up in your business. And you don't need to be capable of creating all of those styles, but partnering with somebody in the marketing space who does great work in those individual tactics can be key. And using somebody who has a great ability to repurpose your content can take one theme that you chose for a month, for a week, and populate it across the platform. It isn't so much about always having originating content. It is about having themes. And I call them content pillars with my clients. I said, what are the themes that you always will talk about today, tomorrow, 2024, 5 years from now? Because they should be solid. Because you know who you're talking to, how you want to speak to them, and who you're playing with. And once we have those, we say, okay, let's create a calendar, which is the strategy piece of where we're going. And that means that every week you don't have to get out of bed dreading this constant hamster wheel of content creation. It is about smart, effective decisions, but recognizing you must play where different learning styles appeal to people, because your goal is to go into a crowded marketplace with a clear direction. That's the strategy. Turning awareness by using different content vehicles and tactics to bring buyers and separate them from the masses. Your goal always, as we've talked many times on this platform, is to focus on movement, having people move at their own pace, at comfortable distances to your ecosystem, to ask themselves, are they capable? Are they credible? Do I like their character? Do I feel trust that they can help me get the results? And as you build this journey through the content creation and through consistently knowing what you stand for, which is the congruency of your strategy, people show up when they're ready to move forward and say these magic words. Tell me what it's like to work with you. And if you want that in your business, stop throwing spaghetti at the wall, build a strategy, think about the learning styles on the other side. And number 3 is to understand that, yes, while you need to get in front of more people, because your business will be built on strangers, not all rooms are created equal. And when you're first focusing on building visibility, you have a mentality. I see it all the time. Any visibility is zero, better than zero. And I'm going to say, to give you credit, there's truth in that. However, it's not enough to think that way for a long-term strategy to create business success. So if you want to get off the hobby to an effective business, you have to shift your thinking too. You have to jumping in a bigger way and think about, what rooms do I want to be in? And pursue those that serve your audience. You'll have far more success and effectiveness in those rooms, and say no equally to opportunities where you might create value for the environment, but if it doesn't create value for you, it's not a mutual win-win. So recognize that costs you resources, your time, and your effort, and decline as appropriate. And I want you to recognize that this idea of pursuing what room should I be in shifts, and it shifts all of the time. So be prepared for that. As your business moves, as you start to see connection with your content strategy, as you start to see more yeses, you're going to start to evaluate, am I still in the right spaces, or am I hearing different opportunities? Am I being presented different opportunities? And be prepared to shift the rooms you're in. Staying in rooms too long will stall your business, because if you're only talking to the same people over and over and over again and they've never purchased, eventually you will tap out of opportunity in that room. Depending on the size of the room, that could be both a short-term problem or something that cumulatively creeps up on you. But I will tell you, I've seen more businesses stagnate because they've stopped looking for new rooms to be in. And you need to recognize that not all rooms are equal. Think about every opportunity through the lens of, is my audience in there? Where are they at in their journey? And can I connect to them? That sparks curiosity to create the movement. And if so, what do I need to say? How do I need to say it? And who am I saying it to? And take the conversation one person to one person, not one to many. You want engagement. and intimacy is what the marketplace is craving. Please show up as a human being. Talk to somebody one-to-one. The fourth main thing that I see on the visibility piece in terms of how do you shift from what you're doing to be far more effective is to recognize that many of us are inconsistent with visibility. And that leads to a hamster wheel, and it leads to overwhelmingness in our own thought process. But please don't go from 0 to doing 24/7 visibility if you cannot maintain 24/7. And honestly, I hope you can't, because you are a human being. Please don't do that to yourself. But you need to pick capacity. You need to really think about, what can I do visibly that I can commit to as my lane, and I can stay the course on for a commitment of a long period of time. And I'm saying, not a day or a week. I'm saying, do you want to be talking about this and doing this for years? Because that's what it will take to grow a business. Everything compounds. And so don't need to do all of it. You need to pick your lane and commit to it. But think about your capacity. I know when I first started my own, this particular podcast, I podcasted for years before this, but this show, when I thought about it, I was very clear what kind of capacity would I have, because capacity creates predictability for the audience. And if you're going to always see episodes drop on Sunday in video, on Tuesday as the solo episodes, and on Thursday as our audio of the same release, you will start to see consistently and said, I will show up because Christine will be here every week, and I can bet on that. When you decide your capacity, you're creating patterns that build confidence in the marketplace. I want you to ask yourself the question, what can I commit to for capacity? And the important thing to recognize in the strategy piece and in the whole idea of building a business and having the right team around you is, what feels like the right tactic for you? Batch your content. Schedule the activity so that on the other side of your business, there's always something going on that is predictable, that has congruency in the message, that invites people to a movement that stays in the momentum pattern, so that you can move somebody from curious to becoming a paid client. This is what we work on. This is what I work with my clients on in the Business Scale Accelerator. But I hope these 4 tips today about visibility will help you see yourself, hopefully see if you have gaps, where they might exist, so that you can take a different approach. Visibility isn't optional. You cannot be the best kept secret in your business if you expect to have consistent client growth, create more impact, and create consistent income. So knowing that visibility is essential, it is one of the non-negotiable pillars that we talk about in my community, in what the work I do with the clients I serve, is important to know. You must have a strategy. You must understand that there are different learning styles, so deliver content in a rich contextual way that allows different people to connect to you and gets them into movement. Find the right rooms where your clients are seeking and the clients have budget to pay for your services. If you're not in the room where you have both, you're in the wrong room. Get out of them quickly and start looking elsewhere. And finally, I want you to commit to the speed at which you can travel in the visibility lane. Pick the path you're on and go execute it. This has been another amazing episode of Amplify Your Marketing Message. I hope you get visible to create more impact and more income in your business. We'll see you all on our next episode. That's a wrap on another amazing episode of Amplify Your Marketing Message with me, your host, Christine Campbell Rapin. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you don't miss another great episode. And be sure to visit christinecampbellrapin.com/podcast to get a free resource on how to master your marketing message. We'll see you all on our next episode.